Okay, so I'm basically just going to show some cards in deck number 2 right now. Okay, so right now this is my main deck. I'm just going to go through it. You can pause if I'm going too fast. Or I'm also not going to look at the details of the card. You can just go to, like, I think the TCG player website, and you can read the effects for yourself, because it would take too long for me to just hit each, inspect each card. So I'm just gonna let you look at them real quick. Oh, and the 2/2, the numbers that are right there, the left number just means how many of those cards I have in my deck, and the right number is how many cards I have in my total collection. So this is my total collection of cards, and this is my deck number 2. It just means I have 2 copies in my total amount of cards, and this particular one, I have both of those copies in this particular deck. So right here I have only one of humanoid slimes, but I have 2 in my overall deck, which is right here, or my overall collection. Okay. I hope that, I would like to hope, or I'd like to think that this is a unique deck because of its strategy. Basically, just to go over really quick, the strategy is basically to stay alive. The basic strategy is to stay alive until I can get, let's see, until I can get, where's the card? Wait, let me sort this real quick. I'm whispering because someone's trying to sleep, so. In another room, someone's trying to sleep. So let's see, where's the card? That one will do. So I will tell you the details of this one. So you can read it right there. You can pause it. But the main card. So yeah. If I get that, so basically, okay. So the strategy of this deck is to survive. So I guess I'll just put it like this. Yeah, just what I was saying earlier. It's to survive until I can get either one of these cards, or at least have active one of these cards, or have Gravity Bind. And this is what Gravity Bind does, so you don't have to go look it up. Okay, so basically when I have Gravity Bind out, or Messenger of Peace, well, when I get those cards, so I guess maybe I should put it like this. The goal, the strategy of this deck is to survive to get either Messenger of Peace or Gravity Bind, but that's not the only thing that I'm surviving to get. So yes, the strategy does center around getting Gravity Bind and Messenger of Peace, but that's only half of the strategy to win. The other strategy to win is basically to get cards like this to wear down my opponent's life points. So after I get either Gravity Bind or Messenger of Peace, side note, Gravity Bind I prefer because it doesn't take away my health points, and also I think the level 4 and up cannot attack is better than attack of 1500 or up cannot attack for the Messenger of Peace. But either one really works at the end of the day. So half of the battle, half of my strategy is to get either Gravity Bind or Messenger of Peace, and then after that, my strategy is to get cards like this, which wear down my opponent's life points. So this is one type of card I wait on after I get Gravity Bind or Messenger of Peace. This is another one I try to wait on, because that also wears down my opponent's life points, but I can't use this until their life points is 3,000 or less. What's another one? This is another one, Chain Energy. 500 life points per card. So if me or my opponent put a card on the field, whatever that card might be, we get a minus 500 life points per lane, per card. That might be... okay, so this is also another wear down life points card. I'll let you read that. I have this in there, so that way I can... that'll help me get to this character faster. Wait, let me make sure that's right. Yeah, one fire monster. Yeah, this is a fire monster. Oh wait, no, it's not a fire monster. Okay, I take that back. UFO Turtle gets me, and that leads me to my next life point wear down strat. Well, the other half that wears down the other half of my strategy that wears down my opponent's life points. So I have UFO Turtle to get to Fire Princess. So like, I'm trying to get more than one Fire Princess in this deck, but right now I only have one copy. So I have UFO Turtle to help me to get this. This is another life point wear down for my opponent. So, and you might be like, oh, well, before you can do that, you have to be increasing your own life points. Yes, that's correct. And I have several cards in my deck that let me do that. What is this one? Let's see. Another one is this one. I really like this card. I want 3 copies of it in this deck, so that way, yeah, get 600 life points each turn, really. Let's see. Another one is this one. This is another one that would activate. What was that card called? Fire Princess, yeah. Yep, that's another one. This is another one. And that's it. So just to go over the strategy real quick. The strategy is 2 parts. The first strategy is to make it alive. I mean, that's why I have mainly, these high defense monsters. So that way they can protect me until I get either Gravity Bind or even Messenger. Messenger of Peace. So that's half the battle, is getting one of those 2 cards. The other half is getting cards like this, which is training my opponent's life points. So I don't decrease my opponent's life points by attacking with monsters. Okay, now you might be thinking, well, that's a cool strategy, but how effective is it? Like, do you win by using that strategy like once every 10 duels? Or is it more like 8 every 10 duels? I would say most of the time. So I would say, and it really varies by opponent, because some opponents get annoying with they have abilities to destroy, say for example, my Gravity Bind or my Messenger of Peace. but overall, it's usually about 5 to 6 wins using that strategy per 10 duels. So pretty good. Because I mean, you can create a strategy, a cool, interesting strategy all day long, but if the strategy only gets you to win, once every 10 duels on, basically that's the frequency that in which you win. It's not. I mean, the strategy could still be interesting, but it's not as interesting because it's not really effective. So another strategy in another deck I had. It's interesting. Basically, I just survive until my opponent's cards runs out. So I'll just survive and maybe have some cards where they have to draw, just to make sure that they get ahead in drawing and get down to 0 cards before I do. So that's also an interesting strategy. And maybe in another video I'll quickly maybe create a deck that does that strategy. So let's see. These actually 2 guys have been giving me a little bit of trouble with deck 2. So let's this guy, him, Joey, basically everybody so far, except this character, because he has Exodia, and basically I have to have a special deck, because my current deck, it's a take your time win to win strategy, but I can't use a deck like that towards Exodia because it's a race against the clock, because it's only a matter of time before he gets his Exodia and wins. So let me actually make sure I'm still recording. Okay, looks like I'm still recording. Sorry about that. Anyways, so yeah, for him it's like a race against the clock, and you have to have a deck that you really need a deck that sorry, I'm just checking something. Yeah, you really need a deck that tries to win as quickly as possible, because he could draw that Exodia, all, what is it, 5 pieces, and yeah, I mean, usually it's not like the first 10 turns or rounds or whatever, but yeah, I mean, it could, yeah, I'm just always, yeah, so I need a deck particular. So other than him, and maybe these 2, my particular deck strategy is pretty good. It really, if I remember right, it really easily just destroys everybody the vast majority of the time, probably at least 6 out of 10 duels. I would actually probably even say, if we're excluding this guy, and the grandpa dude, we're talking 9 times out of 10 my strategy wins, or 10 times out of 10. So pretty good. It's only when you add this guy, and this guy does it go down a bit. However, I am currently constructing my deck to have so I can, basically I'm constructing my deck to where I can keep the same strategy and still beat these 2 guys just as good. Okay, so let's just go ahead and pick one of these dudes, see how we do. Okay, ooh, infinite cards. Okay. So I have the insect barrier here because basically this is a part of my defense mechanism until I get, Gravity Binder, Messenger of Peace. Basically, as you can see, my opponent's insect monsters cannot attack as long as this card remains face up on the field. You might be like, well, that's cool and all, but how are you gonna? I mean, because most of the people you are gonna go against are not gonna have very many insect monsters, except like Weevil Dude. True, which is why I have DNA surgery in my deck, which allows me to make, I think it's all, the title of the card is called DNA surgery. I think the effect of that card, that trap card, makes all monsters on the field insects. So basically that means that none of my opponent's monsters can attack, nor can mine, but that's okay because that's not how I train my opponent's life points. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and lay this down. Go ahead and lay this. Actually, what was this? Okay, lay this down. Now, okay, yeah, that's going to be good. Now, the thing with these dudes, so the guy I'm battling and a few other ones, is I think these are the only these are the only opponents, or like 4 opponents or 5 or something on here, that are allowed to have more than 3 of the same card. So they can, for example, have 4 skull invitations, which makes it a little bit, I mean, I think it's a part of the story of the game because they cheat and stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and lay this down too, because I want to go ahead and start getting my opponent's life points down as soon as possible. So I'm not going to attack because, you know, that's not how I get my opponent's life points down. I'm not going to lay that down. What is he? What's his attack? Okay, yeah. So I'm just going to end my turn. Oh, really quick. Someone might come in the room soon, in which case I will have a to be continued video, or I just will stop talking, because when they come in they usually read and stuff and I don't want to bother them. So I'll probably take my, like, just not talk anymore and let you just enjoy the duel, and if they come in, not sure if they will though, and then by the end of the duel I'll just have that be the end of the video, which I plan on having a few more videos like this, because I like to display strategies which seem to be very interesting that you hardly ever see in the dueling world, at least the classic Yu-Gi-Oh world, because I like to come up with very crazy tricks, very crazy methods that get me to win, or they get me to lose on my terms or something. You know, just fun stuff like that instead of a lot of boring stuff. That well, not boring strategies, but like, you know, it's kind of like the very common strategies that you usually see in classic Yu-Gi-Oh. Okay, cool. We got Messenger of Peace. Okay, go ahead and play that. So now I don't have to worry about, getting a significant reduction in life points. What does this card do? Oh yeah, offers 2 monsters. So I think I will, as long as this card's face up on your side of the field. Okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and summon this card, and Summon Skull will not be able to attack because of Messenger of Peace, and I think we're good. And how often do I get life points? Okay, my standby phases. Okay. Now, oh yeah, they have lots of those cards. Lots of them. It's annoying. They probably have like 4 or 5 of those cards. See, and that's why I like Gravity Bind more, because as you can see, Messenger of Peace doesn't stop them because their attack is lower than 1500. However, Gravity Bind would stop them because they're level 4, at least, you know, level 4 monster. So let's see what's this card. Oh yeah, let me. I don't know if I want to do that just yet. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do it. So, although I told you my main strategy, which is 2 parts, I still, as you can see, well, there's still little side cards, I don't know what I'd call it, but little side things that help me to achieve that goal. Okay. I can't really give any examples of that right now. Perhaps that's not true. Perhaps every single card is just geared towards getting me Gravity Bind or Messenger of Peace and those magic and trap cards that reduce my opponent's life points, like Skull Invitation is doing right now. See, it's pretty good. Pretty good. I like Skull Invitation. It's not very many life points each time, but it does add up. Oh, and I also have cards like so cards that I have in my deck like this that give me life points. They not only give me the opportunity to use Fire Princess's effect to destroy, to lower my opponent's life points. They also allow me to combat cards like Messenger of Peace that reduce my life points every turn, and Skull Invitation, which reduce my life points every card that goes in my graveyard pile. So it also works to help counterbalance that issue. Let's see. I don't want to lay that card down. I want to keep that card because if it's... yeah, we'll just go ahead and enter. Now it's really a matter of... I mean, if I get Gravity Bind, great. I'll probably destroy my Messenger of Peace. Yeah, there's another one. I'll probably destroy my Messenger of Peace if I get a Gravity Bind and just play Gravity Bind, but right now it's mainly a waiting game to get more opponent life point reducing magic or trap cards for my deck. So I'm just waiting to draw those. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, let me go ahead and another cool thing is, like, as you can see, it's cool to have these easy play monsters with 2000 defense, because more than likely they're monsters that are so first off, the only monsters that can attack are 1500 or more life attack points, so they're not going to be able to attack my 2000. They're not going to be able to destroy him. And with Gravity Bind, probably any card. Now there are some cards that could, but the vast majority of cards are not going to be that are level 4 or that are level 4 are not going to be able to destroy my defense 2000 cards. So that's a good pairing right there with my 2000 defense monsters and those cards that don't allow any monsters to attack, either with 1500 or more attack points or level 4 or more level 4 or above monsters. Oh, let's see. Okay, cool. So they got rid of their card that was able to attack. So that's pretty cool, which I guess it doesn't really matter for them because it can't destroy my prevent rat. Now I wish I had Solemn Wishes or some other reoccurring effect that increases my life points, so I could go ahead and start dishing out damage to their life points with Fire Princess's effect, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen yet. Let's see, Mystic Marriage. Yeah, I mean, dang. Yeah, what are these? Infinite cards. Okay, yeah. Oh well. I'll get a card soon, hopefully. Let me go ahead and check where my video is. Okay, still recording. Okay, got another skull invitation, so that's cool. But the thing is I only, well, let's see. Yeah, so I only have 2 more slots, and I would prefer to save those slots for cards that will reduce my opponent's life points more than just 300. So that's why I don't want to really put, use one of those slots to put another skull invitation. But I think I might, because I have a mystical space typhoon. So if I need to, I can free up one of these, a space that a card is on. Actually, let's just go one more round before I do that to see what we get. I would really like to get a chain energy. Well, yeah, a chain energy would be more helpful than a skull invitation. But let's see what we get. Dang, okay. But that's okay. Yeah, I'll just wait a little longer. It'd be nice if I could get Gravity Bind, then I would destroy Messenger of Peace, and yeah, I would like that to happen. Okay, UFO Turtle isn't really helpful because I already have the card that gives me Fire Princess, because if you remember, you can read from there, so that doesn't really matter. How many cards do they have in their hand? Okay, so yeah, skull invitation I don't think in this particular context will be very useful. Because I mean, one cool thing is, like, if you end your turn with 7 cards in your hand, you have to discard one of the cards from your hand, because you can't have more than 7 or 6 or more than 6 cards at the end of each of your turns. So you have to discard one if you have 7 or more. And that activates skull invitation. So that's cool. So I mean, it's cool in situations where like all of their back space is full and all their front space is full, and they have like 6 cards in their hand. So like each turn they're having to, unless they can knock one off the board or they're on their side, unless they can knock one off their side, they're having to get 300 life point reduction because they have too many cards in their hand. They can't put any on the field. So that's when a skull invitation is really comes in handy. Also, it comes in handy when I only have 1 monster on my side of the field. They have a lot on their side of the field, and I use Dark Hole or something. I only would lose like 300. They would lose 300 times 5. So That's another pretty good, situation context that Skull Imitation is useful for. Getting pretty garbage draws. Well, they're not garbage draws, I guess. It's just in this context they're garbage, but another context that'd be great. Okay, cool. Now I have Solemn Wishes. Okay, let's see. 25. Okay, cool. Their monsters can attack my Fire Princess. Okay. Does this card have to be in face up? Yeah, she does. Okay. I want to activate Solemn Wishes. Oh, can do that, never mind. Guess I'll end my turn. Yeah, we'll go ahead and activate this card. I think I'll go ahead and get that increase in life points when it's my turn. I should on standby phase, I think. I apologize if the audio quality isn't. Yep, there we go. It just did it. I apologize if the audio quality isn't great. It's kind of difficult trying to keep my voice at a low level, or low enough level. Okay, so and I'm planning on getting maybe a better mic or better audio quality. Okay, so Course of Sanctuary, all that does is, yeah, it just does that. So, but I really don't need that at the moment because I have a Messenger of Peace. So yeah, I'll just complete turn. So as long as Solemn Wishes and Fire Princess is out on the field, I'll get a guaranteed increase in life points and destruction of their life points each of my turns. So that's cool. Oh, it's not at the standby phase that it happens. I guess it's the draw phase. Wait, what does it say? I'm just curious. This one. Yeah, draw phase. Okay. Another UFO turtle. That's... yeah. Don't really need that right now. There are contexts in which it is useful to use, even though I have Fire Princess. Because I can just, if someone attacks them, I can just keep on getting them to the field and defense position to block attacks, incoming attacks, that so my life points don't get reduced. So yeah, with Solemn Wishes, so you can kind of see the harmony or economy, or I don't know what the right word is, between Solemn Wishes, Fire Princess, and Messenger of Peace. They all kind of work together. So Messenger of Peace allows me not to be bombarded by powerful attack monsters, or even not so powerful attack monsters, but it reduces my life points, and it allows me not to attack my opponent's life points for some monsters. But those two negatives are reduced. So the positive is I don't get bombarded by attacks, but that comes with two negative side effects. I can attack with, strong attack monsters, and I can't, and it reduces my life points each turn by 100. But those two side effects are counterbalanced by Solemn Wishes, which reduces, so this takes away the negative side effect of the reduction of life points every turn, and this helps mitigate the negative impact of not being able to attack my opponent's life points, which I don't want to anyway, because that's not the strategy of this deck. So yeah, these two cards greatly mitigate the two negative side effects. So yeah. So like the cards really work together like pretty well. I'm trying to make it better and better. Cool. That's the exact card I was wanting. That's the exact card I was wanting. I'll go ahead and show you what Minor Goblin Official does real quick. So as you can see, my opponent's life points is under 3,000. Check this out. Yep. So I'll go ahead and do that now. Now it's just a matter of time for their life points give out. Cool, there's Gravity Bind. But dang it, I can't. I didn't leave room for my Mystical Space Typhoon to free up one of my magic trap areas, one of these areas. Oh well, it's not a big deal, because I'm gonna win. I'm gonna probably win anyway. So let me lay this card down. Will that allow me to? Yeah, I think it'll allow me to go ahead and do this. Cool. Okay, so actually, how often is it? Okay, so it'll be their standby pages. Okay, cool. Well, earlier I talked about the full hands, like, for Skull Invitation, having to discard a card from your hand if you have too many by the end of your turn. Well, I guess that doesn't really matter when it comes to infinite cards, but most of the time that's a good way to use Skull Invitation. Just can't be used right now unless I somehow destroy infinite cards, but I don't really care to, because close to winning. Yeah, I guess I'll just complete my turn. Unless they do something very soon, they're gonna lose. Unless they can do something this turn. Yep, okay, I win. Okay, I've been going with the Masked Beast because I'm trying to get more, let's see, because I only have one Fire Princess and one Marry the Fallen one. Marry the Fallen one is that card, if you remember, when it goes to the graveyard, every single time it gets my turn, at the beginning of my turn, it gives me a +2 plus 200 life points. I would like 3 of them instead of 1, so that's why I've been going with this pack. And I also been going with this pack to get 2 more fire princesses, but I have not been successful. So okay, let's see what we got. We got that. Yeah, I already have both of those cards so far. Already have that one. Already have that one. Already have that one. Yeah, nothing good. Okay, so let me, oh, by the way, I'm using an emulator for this on my computer. Well, I guess that's obvious, but anyway, so yeah, I won that one. So perhaps my deck is getting better against these 2 people, or at least him. So basically, my current goals is to beat him 10 times, beat this character 10 times, and then after that I unlock a character, which I'm not sure who that character is. So yeah, this guy, I don't know if you remember what I was talking about, the people that cheat, or that have more than 3 copies, more than, they'll have like 4 or more dark holes. It's this person, this person, this person, this person, and this person. I don't think that person, just those 1, 2, 3, 5, just those 5 that do that, so it's kind of annoying, but oh well. So yeah, deck 2 is getting more and more powerful. So yeah, that's my, I hope this was interesting for you. So I do plan on coming out whenever I have an idea on deck strategies. Whenever I have an interesting idea on deck strategies, I'd like to put it together and make a video on other deck strategies, and I might continue to do videos on this particular deck strategy. Okay, so I appreciate watching. I guess I have to say, make sure to like and subscribe. I heard someone tell me I have to do that, so yeah, so I'll say that. Okay, well, I'll see you in the next one.